me to do this while you fiddle with that? Welcome back, hockey fans. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Sometimes in these old arenas, the Wi-Fi gives us trouble. Still 0-0. Mob killed off the 5-on-3. 12-12 left in the first period. It's Taylor's line with McNut and Snow. Taylor wins the draw over to Sharma. He tries to go back to the defense, but it's picked off. And the Saints look for a lead pass. It's going to be icing if Snow can win the foot race, and he does. We'll have an offensive face-off for the Mob to Tremblay's left. Taylor in to take the draw. She wins it back to Snow. Snow on the half wall, sends it deep into the Saints zone behind the net. Sharma battling, falls, but gets the puck to Taylor. Pushes back to Nell. Back to Sharma behind the net. He tries to throw it out front. It goes off a skate. It doesn't reach. And the Saints look to flip it out into the neutral zone. Snow's first back to gather it. Snow. He stops, avoids one check, gets it up to Dyke. It's off Dyke's stick. He tries for a pass to Sharma. It's out of his reach. It'll be icing. And Taylor's line will need to stay out because of the icing. Still no score here in the first period. 11:24 left in the first period. Taylor takes the draw. She loses it. The Saints have it at the blue. They misplay it. And it's going to be Dyke battling at the blue line. Taylor pushes it out to the new zone, allows Sharma to get in on the forecheck. Lucas Smith steps up to pick off that pass. It's a delayed offside. Mob had to clear the zone. Saints into the Mob zone. McMillan giving chase. Hulin sees a loose and he covers it. As Weigel's line steps out to replace the long shift from Taylor's line. Mob win the draw. McNut is away. McNut through the neutral zone. McNut delays. He's looking to throw it back to McMillan. Their shot from McMillan. It hits the post. And the Saints gather the rebound. McMillan pinches in. It gets by. It's going to be icing as Smith makes his way back. McNut entered the zone. He did his forwards with him. He delayed, threw it back to McMillan. McMillan stepped into the middle. He got a shot off, a great scoring opportunity. Mob are going to change their forward, Saints. They need to stay on big icing. It's going to be Philpott's line. Philpott wins the draw. Gets over to McMillan. D to Smith. There's a shot from the point. It's by Tremblay. And the Saints break it out of the zone. Philpott, big hit at the red line. And it's going to be Smith. He's looking up ice. Smith through the neutral zone. Into the Saint zone. Smith, he's going to shoot. It gets to Philpott. There's a rebound. King takes a shot. Tremblay covers it up for a whistle. Good end-to-end rush by Lucas Smith. He got the shot off. Rebound was there. Mob had a couple of attempts. It's ultimately covered by Tremblay. 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the first. Philpott taking the draw. He's going to try and go back with it. It's in his skates. And King gathers it. King at the top of the circles goes back to Smith. Smith throws it on net. It doesn't reach, and the Saints come away with it. They're in through the neutral zone with Rodriguez. Back checking hard. Puck is thrown into the mob zone. Hulen leaves. McMillan overskates it, but gets it back to his defense partner, Smith. It's up to Rodriguez. Rodriguez is going to dump in and allow everyone to change. There's a hit by Philpott behind the net. There's turnover. McNut walking in on the goalie. He shoots and scores! Jack McNut picks off that pass. He went in. There was no defenders around him, and he lifts it over Tremblay's blocker. It's 1-0 Mob. As we take a look at the replay, that play all started with the big hit from Philpott behind the net. Jack McNut surveying the scene, picked off that pass, and he made a mistake for his first goal of the championship. 1 goal assist for Jack. Mob battling hard in the corner. Saints have it behind their own net, up to the half wall. Into the neutral zone, they chip it past Natividad. Natividad stops sharp, gives it to McNut. McNut tries to find Weigel, but can't. There's a high hit by McNut. It's a delayed penalty call. The Mob are going to be on the power play. Natividad tries to break it out. It's touched. And the Mob enter the Lana Hulen of Coldwell Banker power play. It was a high hit on McNut on the half wall. 2 minutes for roughing. It's going to be Phil with King on his right and Rodriguez on his left. Natividad and McDonnell on defense. Philpott giving some final orders as he steps in to take the draw. Saints win the draw, but kept in by Natividad. Natividad over to Rodriguez, just off his stick. Saints gather in the corner. They throw up behind the net. McDonnell comes to pinch. Puck is kept in. It's back out to Philpott at the point. He goes down low to McDonnell. Natividad reverse at the blue line. Natividad stops. Throws it over to Philpott. Bounces off Philpott's stick, but he regains control. Philpott with some time and space. Philpott with it behind the net. He was looking to throw in front. And King disrupts that breakout. There's a shot by King and a save by Tremblay. The rebound is loose, and the Saints send it down the length of the ice. Hulen leaves for McDonnell. McDonnell breaking it out of his own zone. He goes to Philpott at the red line. Philpott loses control. And the Saints try and dump it in. It's stopped by McMillan. There's a shot by Philpott. That's just wide. Snow keeps it in. It's going to be King first on it for the Mob. He goes back to McMillan at the blue line. McMillan back to King. King tries for a shot. It's a skate. McMillan picks that pass off. He's still got control at the blue line. 34 seconds left in the power play. There's a one-time shot. Rebound by Philpott. Goes high and wide. McMillan tries for another one. Look for sticks in front. It doesn't connect. So pinches in. He's behind the net. He throws it for Philpott. Going to be McMillan to Philpott to King. King has a shot. It's blockered by Tremblay. 8 seconds left in the power play, and that will do it for the Lana Hulen Coldwell Banker power play. We're back even strength. Snow out of his own zone. He gets tied up. Dyke shovels it back to McMillan. McMillan gets as far as the blue line, turns it over. Saints are in. There's a shot and a glove save by Hulen. He holds on for a whistle. Taylor in to take the draw. She wins it. It's going to be Natividad retrieving it in his corner. Natividad walking out. He's got space. It's a 3-on-2 developing with McNut and Sharma. Natividad leading the rush. He throws front just out of the reach of McNut. They don't get a shot. Sharma with it on the half wall. Sharma, top of the circuit turn. Tries for a shot. It misses. Saints have it on the half wall. Sharma disrupts that play. Throws it back to Smith. There's a shot by Smith. It's blocked. And the Saints have cleared the rebound. Smith pinches in. It goes off Taylor's skates. And the Mob clear the zone on the delay offside. Taylor back in on the forecheck. Saints D to D, and they're up through the neutral zone. There's a rink-wide pass. Saints, there's a shot. Blocked Hulen. Saints regain control in the corner. McNut bodies his man. Smith up to Dyke on the half wall. He tries to flip it up and out. And it's turned right back over to Dyke. Dyke enters the zone. Dyke loses control, but he's battling in the corner. He's looking for Sharma. His pass doesn't connect. Let's break it out of their zone up into the neutral zone. McMillan behind his own net. He reverses, but nobody's home. It's going to be Hocko first on it. Hocko to McMillan. Saints with control. Out their defense. They can't hold the line. Tremblay, he's out to play it. Up to his defense. Saints behind their own net. There's pass to the blue line. They circle back in their own zone. Saints get to the red line and dump it in. It's a foot race. It's going to be Snow first on it. Snow with control corner. He goes high off the glass. It's knocked down by the Saints, but it's almost out. Hocko is battling with Weigel at the blue line. They're trying to dig it out. Weigel eventually does. Gets it over to Snow. D to D to McMillan. Reverse back to Snow. Snow between the legs to Hocko. He fans on it, goes for a change. It's thrown back into McMillan's side. McMillan bounces it off the boards to King. King pushes it back to Snow. Mob looking to break it out. McMillan hits Weigel. Throws it over to McNut. McNut dumps it in, and it's going to be King first on the forecheck for the Mob. King battling behind the net. He eventually gets it to Pot. Philpott circles. He's got some speed. There's a shot, and it's gloved by Tremblay. 3:25 left in the first period. It's 1-0 Mob. Goal by Jack McNut. Saints win the draw. King and Philpott battling for the puck. The Saints are going to come away, and they're through the neutral zone. It's a one-on-one with Natividad back. He sends his man. And he covers it for us. Philpott in to take the defensive draw. Linesmen are telling Philpott too much movement. King steps in to take his spot. King wins it over to Smith. It comes to Philpott. He can't clear it. It's back to Smith. Smith looking for options. Goes in front to Natividad. Philpott's trying to get open. In the neutral zone, it eventually ends up on King's stick. He tries for a long shot. It ends up in the corner. And it's going to be Rodriguez winning that battle. To Natividad. Their shot, it hits a shin pad, it goes wide. Philpott gathers the rebound down to King. King in the corner, looking out front. There's a shot by Rodriguez that's turned aside. McMillan pinches in, and the Saints have control behind their own goal line. Duck in on the forecheck. Saints sidestep him. Philpott tries to throw it back up the ice, but it's picked off. McNut has it, looking for a long pass. It's out of Sharma's reach, and Philpott finishes his check in the neutral zone. Dyke with it at the red line. Dyke makes one move. He's got Sharma with him. He loses it, but gets it over to Philpott. It's back out to McMillan. D to McDonnell. McDonnell walks. He beats one man. He's behind the net, circling. McDonnell with control, looking for someone out front. He throws it out in front. It's loose, and the Saints break away 3-on-1. It's going to be offside. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. The referee arm is up. It looks like it's going to be Jackson Dyke. It's going to be Dyke going for roughing. And with 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the first period, the Mob on the Legacy Geomatics penalty kill. McMillan still in discussions with the St. Bear. He took a bit of a slash after he broke up that 3-on-1 after the whistle. Taylor and Sharma will kill this with Snow and McMillan. Saints with control, working around the perimeter. Back to the half wall. There's a shot and a save by Hulen. Weigel's going to come out. He replaces Sharma up front. Saints at the blue line. They go D to D. They go cross ice with control. Here's a shot that's thrown into the corner. McMillan battling. Puck squirts loose to the Saints. They go back up the wall. 1 minute left in the first period. There's a shot. It's blocked by Taylor. Saints with control. They go D to D. There's another shot. Hulen slides over and makes the save. 50 seconds left in the first period. 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the Dyke roughing penalty. Philpott wins the draw to the corner. Natividad tries to get off the glass, but can't. Saints break out of the corner. There's a sharp angle shot. It's wide. It's behind the net. The Saints rim it all the way back to the blue line. Philpott picks off that pass with 30 seconds left. Philpott's away, shorthanded. There's one move. Here's a shot by Philpott. It's saved by Tremblay. And the Saints have it behind their own net with 20 seconds left in the first period. Smith has it. He tries to get it down, but can't. And the Saints enter the Mob zone with 7 seconds left. Natividad misplays it. Saints have it with 4 seconds left. They go D to D. They get one final shot off. No, they can't. The Mob will start the second period shorthanded for 21 seconds as Dyke needs to go back into the box. It's 1-0 Mob over the Saints. The lone goal coming from Jack McNut, an assist to Philpott. McNut's first goal of the championship, his second point. He picked up an assist in yesterday's contest. Mob receiving their final instructions from the coaches. 1-0. They would certainly like to open up the scoring in these championships. You never want to get into a goals for and against contest and let that decide who's going to move on. Mob enter the showcase as the first place team. As they'd like to follow in the footsteps of their 2014 counterparts, who last weekend won the HSL AAA championships. Back-to-back championships for the 2014 squad. We're moments away from the HVAC Solutions second period. It's going to be Philpott and Rodriguez up front with McDonnell and Natividad on defense. 21 seconds left in the Dyke roughing penalty. Saints win the draw and they have it in through the neutral zone. They enter the mob zone. Rodriguez pushes his man off the puck. McDonnell is tripped behind the net. He still battles in the corner. McDonnell containing his man in the corner. There's 3 seconds left in the Dyke penalty. Dyke steps out. He's replaced by King. We're back to even strength. The puck is rimmed around. Rodriguez chases it. It's kept in by the Saints. They throw it back down to McDonnell's corner. McDonnell behind the net. Puck squirts loose, and it's going to be Philpott gathering it through the neutral zone. Philpott gets entry into the Saints zone. Behind the net, he looked out in front for Rodriguez. The pass was a little bit too hot. It bounced off his stick. Natividad from point. His shot is blocked. King throws it back to him once again. He'll try again. It's tipped in front, and it's a goal. And it is changed to no goal. I was watching the ref the whole time. He initially signaled goal. He's changed it to no goal. It was a bit of a high shot. It was tipped in front. No goal. Not too much of an argument from the mob bench. They agree with the call. Faceoff's going to come outside the Saints zone. It's going to be Taylor with Dyke and Sharma. Smith and McMillan. Just confirmed on the replay. That was the correct call. It was a high stick. No goal. Score remains 1-0. McMillan and Sharma collide as the puck is turned over inside the Saints zone. Smith backing up in his own zone. He gets it up to Sharma. Sharma and Taylor overskate it. The Saints come away with it. Smith has his pocket picked and the Saints enter the zone. They throw it out in front. There's a penalty on the play. The referee's arm is up. There's an injured Saints player on the ice. It looks like it's going to be Smith for tripping. Mob are back on the Legacy Geomatics penalty kill. It's Smith for tripping. Defensive zone face-off to the left of Hulen. It's going to be Weigel and Rodriguez. McDonnell and Natividad out to kill this penalty. Saints win the draw. They get it back to their defense. Back to the half wall. Down low. Back up to the defense. Moving the puck around the perimeter. Weigel gets a stick on it. Saints still with control. So far, just some perimeter puck movement. Back up to the point. They go D to D. It's mishandled. It's a loose puck. Rodriguez is down low with Natividad. McNut gets it down the length of the ice. Tremblay is out to play it. He's going to leave it for his defenseman. Saints break it out of their own zone. Through the neutral zone. They enter the mob zone. Still with control. Rodriguez harassing his man. Natividad gets it out as far as the neutral zone. 1 minute left in the Smith tripping penalty. There's a missed pass that's picked off by McMillan. He goes hard off the boards. It's not out. It's kept in. It's thrown back into McMillan's corner. McMillan tries once again to ice it. It's knocked down. This time McMillan successfully gets it down the ice. 40 seconds left in the Smith tripping penalty. Saints make their way through the neutral zone. Into the mob zone. McMillan stands up his man. He pursues the puck behind the net. It's McMillan battling behind the net. 17 seconds left in the penalty. Back to the point. Over to the half wall. Perimeter puck work. There's a long shot. It's blocked. And King backhands it down into the Saints zone. And with that, Smith steps out of the box. It's 5-on-5. Rodriguez throws it back to McNut. He goes off the boards. Down into the Saints zone. It's going to be McNut to retrieve it. He banks it off the end boards to McMillan. Philpott pokes it out. He overskates it, but he's got control. Philpott down the right side. He's looking down front. There's a shot and a save by Philpott. Save by Tremblay, rather, as Philpott threw it over to Rodriguez. He was hit a little bit too tight and couldn't lift the puck over Tremblay's pad. Still a 1-0 game with 15:55 left in the first period. Taylor in to take the draw. Saints win the draw and throw it behind their own net. Sharma bodies his man in the corner. Dyke in on the forecheck. He tries to throw it back to McNut, but it's picked off. McNut, big body check as the Saints enter the zone. Dyke with control behind the net. He's knocked off the puck, and Dyke is down. He's slow to get up to his feet, but eventually does. Dyke making his way to the bench slowly. Saints have the puck in their own zone. Sharma, big hit at the blue line. Saints look to break it out of their own zone. They flip it rink wide. McNut steps up, finishes his check. Natividad tries to skate it out. It's poked off his stick, but picked up by Weigel. He was looking for Hocko. It was just out of his reach. It's going to be Smith to gather it. Smith backing up, goes rink wide to McNut. McNut enters the zone. McNut delays. He's on the left side. There's a sharp angle shot. It's stopped by Tremblay. He'll hold on for a whistle. Weigel, McNut, and King. Saints win the draw. They have control behind their own net. D to D. It's picked off by King. He throws it back down low for McNut. McNut behind the net. Sidesteps one check. He looks for King in front. It doesn't connect, and the Saints break it out. Smith tries to flip it out. It doesn't quite leave the zone. Saints with control in the corner. It's Smith and Weigel. Weigel's push off the puck. It comes to King. King out through the neutral zone. Tries to go rink wide to McNut. It's picked off. And the Saints circle back. There's a pass that's picked off by Rodriguez. It stays in the zone. Rodriguez still on the forecheck. He's got King with supporting him. And the Saints flip it out. McDonnell gloves that in, keeps the play alive. Rodriguez in on the forecheck on the half wall. He ends up with the puck. His stick's lifted. McDonnell knocks that down. Or McMillan, rather. Hucko in the corner. Puck is played behind the net. It's going to be Rodriguez battling with the Saints. Hucko in a support. Philpott out in front. He's being tied up. Philpott's going to come in. Circle back in front. Rodriguez walks out. Liam Rodriguez shoots it, scores! What a shot by Liam Rodriguez. As we look at the replay, it was Hucko and Rodriguez battling. Rodriguez eventually comes out with the puck. And with some time and space, he gives the Mob a 2-0 lead. With the hat trick yesterday and the goal today, that's Rodriguez's 4th goal and 6 points of the championship. Currently leading all Mob scorers in points. Dyke back out with his line, and the Saints are in through the Mob zone. McDonnell got his stick up into the gloves. It's going to be 2 minutes for hooking for Mason McDonnell. And the Mob are back on the Legacy Geomatics penalty kill. Taylor and Weigel out to kill it with McMillan and Smith. Saints win the draw, back to their defensemen. They throw it back down behind the Mob net. Saints regain control on the half wall. Back to their defense. Back down low. Some perimeter puck movement once again on this Saints power play. There's a shot from the point. And with no traffic in front, Hulen sees that and makes the save. Philpott's going to replace Taylor on the penalty kill. 12:16 left in the second period. 1 minute 35 seconds left in McDonnell's penalty. Philpott wins it to McMillan. He stops, tries to get it down. It's deflected. Philpott backhands it out as far as the neutral zone. Smith tried to step up. He's beat. There's a shot. It's wide. And the Saints have control. They go D to D. There's a shot along the ice. It's steered aside by Hulen. 1 minute left in McDonnell's penalty. Saints with it behind the net. Looking for someone out front. It does reach. There's a shot. It's high and wide. Saints walk out. Another shot, high and wide. Although they're generating more scoring opportunities, they have not hit the net. Philpott looks to pick off that pass, just out of his reach. Saints, there's a shot off Hulen's pad. Saints get the rebound. Back to their defense. There's another long shot. It hit a few shin pads. It went wide. Saints, back behind the net, rather. D to D, here's another shot. And they score! That's a power play goal by the Saints as they move the puck around the perimeter. They missed about 3 times. That one was on net. And it's 2-1. Mob still lead. 11 minutes left in the second period. Looks like we have a equipment issue with Hulen. The referees don't like this. Looks to be a toe tie issue. We saw that in yesterday's game with Andrews as he had to skate to the bench. And Hulen replaced him for that minute. The referees are going to allow it today as Hulen gets time to adjust his toe tie. Devin McNut's going to come out and speed up the process. Hulen tells him, "I'm good." As Coach Devin McNut makes his way all the way back to the bench. Hulen's ready. Taylor's ready. Center ice face-off. 11 minutes left in the second. Sharma digs that out of the pile of skates. He tries to flip it into Saint's zone. Natividad gets it out. Saints have to clear the zone on the delayed offside. Natividad behind his own net. Gets it up as far as the blue line. Natividad regains control. Natividad walking in from a sharp angle. He has a shot. It's stopped by Tremblay. Sharma and Taylor battling. Puck comes to Snow. Snow walks in. There's a shot. It doesn't get through. It's blocked. Snow steps in. Puck is thrown down to the mob zone. Natividad's in a foot race. He wins it. He's hard to beat in a foot race. Saints have it. They walk out. There's a shot. It's blocked. Rebounds there. And Hulen covers up. Some pushing and shoving. The referee's arm goes up. There's penalties on the play. It looks like they're pointing at Sharma. It's going to be Sharma for roughing. Once again, the Mob find themselves on the Legacy Geomatics penalty kill. 2-1 Mob lead. The Saints' first goal came on the power play, and they're back on it here. With Weigel and Rodriguez up front, Smith and McMillan on defense. Saints win the draw. Back to their defense. Back down low. McMillan gets a stick on it, but it's turned over. And the Saints regain control. There's a shot from the point. That's wide. Saints shovel it behind the net. It's picked off temporarily by McMillan. The Saints try and go back to their defense. It's misplayed. It ends up in their own zone. Tremblay moves it up. Weigel regains it. He tries for a shot. And the Saints look to break it out. They're through the neutral zone. Weigel battling with the Saints. They throw it back down low to Natividad's corner. Natividad up to Weigel. To the defense. There's a shot. It's tipped. Out of play. 1 minute and 2 seconds left in Sharma's roughing penalty as Philpott and McNut step onto the ice to replace Rodriguez and Weigel. McDonnell and Natividad on defense. Face-off will be to the left of Hulen. Philpott wins it to Natividad. Natividad gets as far as the blue line, but it's kept in. Saints with it on the half wall. They go back to their defense. Down to the half wall. There's a shot. It doesn't get through. The rebound is there. McNut just tied up the Saints player. Philpott has it through the neutral zone. He's tripped up, but gets it into Saints zone. Almost picks it off again. McMillan at the point. Throws it in front. Philpott digging for it. 27 seconds left in Sharma's penalty. Finds McMillan's stick again. He tries for a shot. It's blocked. And the Saints are out through the neutral zone. There's a shot that misses. It rims all the way around. It's kept in. Another shot. Deflected high and wide. Snow with some time. Backhands it out to the neutral zone. Sharma steps out of the box. It's 5-on-5. Even strength. King wants it up through the middle. Icing's waved off. King first on it behind the net. He's looking for someone out front. King's pinned against the boards. Philpott comes in. Philpott battling behind the net. Rodriguez scoops up the loops. Puck back to McDonnell. Back down to Rodriguez. There's a shot. Doesn't get through. And the Saints break it out of their own zone as far as the neutral zone. It's turned over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez through the neutral zone. Delays. He's looking to find King's stick. He's tied up in front. Saints turnover. It's picked off once again by Rodriguez. To McDonnell, there's a long shot that goes wide. Back over to McDonnell. McMillan pinned. He flips it behind the net for King. King's tied up, but gets to it. King and Weigel in the corner. Rodriguez circling out in front. It's Weigel to Rodriguez, just out of his reach. McMillan from the point. There's a shot, and he scores! Adam McMillan gives a point to his winger. It's 3-1 Mob. McMillan again from the point. Gets that shot through. It finds the back of the net. That's McMillan's first goal of the championship. One goal, one assist for Adam McMillan in the first two games. Puck's played back into the Mob zone at Natividad. He stops and makes his way back up the ice. Natividad through the middle. He loses it. It's going to be offside. If the Mob touches it, they do. Again, hard work on the forecheck led to that McMillan goal. Broden King once again battling, causing a turnover. It's thrown back to McMillan, and he scores from the point to give the Mob a 3-1 lead. Saints win the draw. There's a quick shot. It's wide. Hucko looks to chip it out. He gets it up to McNut. McNut's by himself. He's surrounded by four Saints players. He gets entry into the zone. He dumps it in and goes for a change. Saints looking to break it out of their own zone. Dyke in on the forecheck. He gets his stick up. And it's going to be another Legacy Geomatics penalty kill as Dyke was aggressive on the forecheck. He got his stick up too high. It's 2 minutes for hooking for Jackson Dyke. And the Mob need to kill off yet another penalty. Weigel steps in to take this draw to the left of Hulen. Weigel wins it. Natividad can't get it down. Here's a shot from the point. It's stopped. This time, Natividad hard off the glass and out. 5:45 left in the second period. As Weigel dearly picks that pass off. Weigel disrupts it. It gets to Natividad. Natividad sends it down the length of the ice. Saints go cross ice, looking to break it out. Weigel tried to pick off that pass and just missed. Rodriguez takes it off the shoulder. He's going to go for a change. As is Weigel. It's going to be Philpott and King. There's a long lead pass. It's going to be icing. As McNut and Smith step on the ice. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the Dyke hooking penalty. Philpott and King up front. Philpott goes forward. Philpott in. He gets a shot. The rebound was there, but it was cleared aside by the Saints. Smith breaks up that pass. Philpott backhands it into the Saints zone. Saints out through the neutral zone. They get to the red line and dump it in. Poulin out behind his net. He stops it. Leaves it for Smith. Smith rims it back over to King's side. Smith picks off that pass. He's looking for Philpott. He finds him. Philpott's in a one-on-one. Here's a shot. It's high. King overskates it. And the Saints chip it out. Down the ice. It'll be no icing. 16 seconds left in the penalty. McMillan leaves it for McDonnell. McDonnell. He's going to send it off the glass. As Jackson Dyke steps onto the ice. We're back to even strength 5-on-5 hockey. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Natividad's back. McMillan's trying to race back. McMillan does get back and breaks up that 2-on-1. Natividad relieves the pressure. He gets it down the ice. And that's going to be an icing call. 3:35 left in the first period. Mob lead 3-1. McNut opened the scoring in the first period. Rodriguez with his fourth goal of the showcase with the second goal. And McMillan scored the third goal for the Mob. Taylor loses that draw. The Saints have it at the blue line. They go back down behind the net. They throw it out in front. It doesn't connect. Jack McNut picks off that pass. It's going to be McNut. He's being harassed from behind. His stick's lifted. He gets a shot off, but it's stopped by Tremblay. McMillan goes to his defense partner, Natividad. He circles back. Turnover. Saints come in. There's a shot. A blocker save by Hulen. A mistimed breakout pass by Natividad, and the Saints had a great scoring opportunity. Taylor makes her way down the right side. She looked to shovel it into the middle. It didn't connect. Sharma. He stood up at the blue line. He loses his stick. McMillan gathers it. McMillan takes a hit at the red line. Doug comes in, bodies his man. And it's going to be the Saints going off a roughing penalty. And the Mob, with 2:27 left in the second period, are on the Lana Hulen Coldwell Banker power play. The Mob are going to send out Philpott's line to start this power play with McDonnell and Smith. Philpott in to take the draw. He wins it cleanly back to Smith. Smith tried to go D to D, fanned on it. King gathers it. King walks in. There's a shot by King and he scores! Broden King with a power play goal gives the Mob a 4-1 lead. Not exactly the power play they drew up, but nonetheless, Broden King picked up the puck. He had all sorts of time and space. He got off a good shot. And it's 4-1. That's King's second goal of the championships. It's going to be Weigel's line to take the neutral zone face-off. The Saints win it. Hucko lifts his man stick, and he's away through the neutral zone. Hucko, he's trying to break in. It's knocked off his stick. Puck's played to McDonnell. D to D to Smith. Smith finds McNut in the middle. He bumps into Weigel as they get entry. Smith walks in from the blue line. He tries for a long shot. It's steered aside by Tremblay. Puck's turned over. McNut with it. McNut over to McMillan. McDonnell, rather. There's a shot and save by Tremblay. McDonnell tries to pinch in but can't. The Saints dump it out into the neutral zone. It's corralled by Smith. Smith throws it back up the middle. And the Saints have it in the Mob zone. Saints rim it hard behind the net. It's played over behind the net. The Saints try and go back up to the point. Paco pursuing his defenseman. They rim it out in front. It took a bounce off the glass that caught Hulan by surprise. There's another shot. It's blocked by McNut. And he gets a round of stick taps from the bench. There's a shot that doesn't get through. 47 seconds left in the second period. Weigel out through the neutral zone after the end of a long shift, dumps it in and goes for a change. Sharma, he gathers the puck. Sharma with some room, tries for a shot. It's blocked. Taylor comes in, disrupts that. Taylor over to Dyke. There's a one-time shot and a save by Tremblay. Dyke battling at the half wall, gets it to Snow. Snow steps in. There's a shot. It's blocked by the Saints player. Snow keeps it alive. 13 seconds left. Sharma looked for Natividad, but it's picked off at the Saints. Come into the Mob zone. There's a shot. It misses. And with 3 seconds left, Taylor looks to throw it to Sharma. Not enough time to do anything with. After 2 complete periods of play, it's Mob 4, Saints 1. We'll be back after this intermission for the YMM Dental third period action.
tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game in the playoffs too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best
hockey fans, we are back for the YMM Dental third period. Mob lead the Saints 4-1, and we're underway. It's Philpott's line starting for the Mob with Natividad and McNut. Rodriguez picks off the pass. He's into the Saints zone. He throws it back down behind the net for King. King was looking for a return pass, but Rodriguez went out in front. King first on the forecheck. It's played between his skates, and it's a one-on-one with Natividad back and McNut tracking from behind. There's a shot. Saved by Hulin. McNut picks up the rebound. He goes rink wide to King. King, long shot into the shin pads of the Saints. And they circle in their own zone. Sharma picks off that loose pass. Dyke and Sharma battling on the half wall. Dyke walks out. Dyke stick handles once. He goes back to Smith. There's a shot by Smith. Sharma looking for the rebound. It's cleared by the Saints. They get as far as the red line and dump it into Smith's corner. Smith battling hard. Sharma in to support. It goes back to the point. Here's a big shot. It's wide. Defenseman pinches in. They go out front. It doesn't find a stick. Sharma. He's got on the half wall. He tries to flip it past the defenseman, but can't. And the Saints are away into the Mob zone. McNut up to Dyke. Dyke goes to Smith. Smith gets it as far as the blue line, but it's kept in. Smith on the one-on-one. Takes his man. The Saints still have control. Back to the blue line. Down on the half wall. They get it. Here's a shot. That's high and wide. Saints early control here in the third period. McNut takes a run at his man. Knocks him down. Dyke eventually gets it up to Sharma. Sharma tries to stick out his way in. Taylor pokes at the loose puck. And Tremblay comes out to cover it for a whistle. Taylor and a Saints player battling after the whistle. I think they're accusing Taylor of hitting the goalie as he came out to play it. She may have made contact with Tremblay. No penalties on the play. It's going to be Weigel with McNut and Hocko. Natividad and Snow on defense. Saints win the draw and skated up into the neutral zone. It's knocked off the Saints stick by Snow, sent back into the zone. Hocko first in on the forecheck. He picks off that pass. Weigel and Hocko battling two Saints. Puck is loose on the other side. Saints eventually get into the Mob zone. Snow's back. There's a shot off the side of the net. Natividad has the puck in his own zone. He skates it out to the neutral zone. Gets it to McNut at the blue line. McNut being harassed from behind, still has control. He circles, throws it out in front. It gets to Philpott. Philpott takes a shot. It's high. Back to McNut. He throws it back down behind the net. King and Philpott. It's Philpott. Philpott, top of the circles. Beats one man. He can't beat two. He gets it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez off the boards to McNut. His shot's blocked by the Saints. Smith pinches in. It's turned over. King's got it. There's a quick shot by King. It hits a shin pad. And the Saints circle behind their net. Rodriguez tried to pick that off. It's flipped out to the neutral zone where McNut. He had to wait for his line mates to get on side. He's got Philpott in front. McNut behind the net. McNut battling. He's got control. McNut walks in. There's a shot. It's blocked, and the Saints skate it out into the neutral zone. Rodriguez takes the puck off that Saints player's stick to King in the neutral zone. King is hit, and it's the Saints away. McNut's trying to catch up. He eventually does and gets a stick on the puck, and the puck leaves the mob zone. Puck is thrown into Smith's corner. Smith looking to head up ice. Smith up to Rodriguez. He looks and finds Sharma. Sharma tries to get in to get a shot off. It's poked off his stick, and Tremblay holds on for a whistle. We'll have to do it again as Coach Jordan Dyke getting an explanation from one of the officials about what happened on that last play. It's going to be Taylor to take this offensive draw with Sharma and Dyke, Snow and McMillan on defense. 15:03 left in the third period. 4-1 mob lead. Saints win the draw. But it's Dyke first on in the corner. Throws it back to Snow. It's going to be McMillan gathering it. Backing up into his own zone. Under pressure, McMillan turns back. Goes up to Dyke. Dyke up to Taylor. She's got Sharma with her. Gets it over to Sharma. It's off his stick. And Snow keeps it in. Sharma's got it. Top of the circles. He gets a shot off. It's high. Dyke's first on it in the corner. He's pushed off the puck. Referee's arms up. There is going to be a penalty on the play. We'll see who gets it. It looks like it's going to be the Saints for roughing. Dyke took a hit in the corner. It may have been a little bit high. And the mob are back on the Lana Hoolan of Coldwell Banker power play. It's going to be Philpott, Rodriguez, King up front for the mob with Natividad and McNut to start this power play. Saints have finally figured out their alignment. Two minutes up on the board. Philpott wins the draw cleanly. Back to McNut. D to D to Natividad. Back down low to Rodriguez. Natividad, there's a shot from the point. It's blocked. Puck goes into the mob zone. Natividad looking for Philpott. It's off his stick, but King gets it right back to him. Saints shorthanded enter the mob zone. And it's going to be McNut. McNut across the blue line with speed. McNut thought about shooting. He's going to hold on to it and give it back to Natividad. Over to Philpott at the point. Philpott rims it behind the net to Rodriguez. Back down to Rodriguez behind the net. King gathers it. He throws it back to McNut. Back down to King. King's going to walk and have a shot. And it's saved by Tremblay. 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the Lana Hoolan Coldwell Banker power play. Philpott's line's going to stay out. It's going to be Smith and McMillan on defense. Philpott wins draw to Smith. Smith, there's a shot, and it's saved by Tremblay. Referee giving Rodriguez some instructions to not touch the goalie. We'll do it again. Philpott wins it once again. McMillan. Sauce pass to Smith. There's a shot looking for Rodriguez. Just missed. McMillan pinches in. But the Saints get it and send it down to Hulen. Hulen in the air to Philpott. He gloves that down, and Philpott's going to wind up behind his net. Philpott with some speed through the neutral zone. He stumbles. He still has control. There's a shot, and he scores! Riker Philpott gives the Mob a 5-1 lead. That's a Lana Hulen Coldwell Banker power play goal. Add an assist to Costin Hulen as he stepped out and passed it to Philpott. That's Philpott's fourth goal of the championship showcase. Taylor, Sharma, Dyke in the neutral zone. Taylor wins the draw. It's Smith through the neutral zone. He circles back, gives it to McMillan. Back over to Smith in front of his net. Up to Dyke. One touch to Taylor. And the Mob get entry into the Saints zone. Hulen out to play the puck. Up to Smith. Smith, D to D. To McMillan, rather. The Saints have control, entering the Mob zone. There's a backhand shot. Hulen stopped that. And it's cleared out into the neutral zone. McMillan circling back at his zone. He goes rink wide to Dyke. Dyke holds it and sends it deep into the Saints zone. Sharma pursuing the puck. Saints circle behind their own net. They rim it. It's going to be Natividad. Natividad stumbles, gets it to the half wall where McNut bodies his man. Sharma looking to dig out the puck. Saints flip it out. And they're away through the neutral zone. 2-on-2 with Weigel back checking. Natividad breaks that up. It's up to Hocko. It's just about out, but it's kept in by the Saints. Snow up to McNut. McNut crossing the blue line. There's a shot. It's stopped by Tremblay, and the Saints move through the neutral zone. Luke Snow steps up. It's poked off his stick. It's gathered by Weigel. He throws it back to Natividad. He's the last man back. He makes a tight turn. And Natividad's away through the neutral zone. Natividad loses the puck as he enters the Saints zone. And it's flipped out. And the Saints have it 2-on-2. They lose it. Hocko gathers it. Up to Philpott. Philpott with some speed. There's a shot and he scores! Riker Philpott. Quick shot. And it's 6-1 Mob. And with that fifth goal and 2 assists, Riker Philpott leads the showcase with 7 points. Trailing behind him is Liam Rodriguez at 6. Nice pass up by EJ Hawko, picking up an assist on Philpott's goal. Big hit by Smith as he regains the puck. But the Saints have it behind the Mob net. It's going to be McDonnell, rink wide to King. King and Rodriguez in on the forecheck. Saints skated through the neutral zone. It's picked off by Philpott. He doesn't realize it's in his skates, and McDonnell gathers it. McDonnell up through the neutral zone. McDonnell loses it, but pursues on the forecheck. Saints flip it into the corner. It's going to be Taylor in on the forecheck. McMillan pinches in, but the Saints are away. Lead pass just out of their reach. No icing. King back. McDonnell back. King to Rodriguez. Over to Taylor. Taylor by herself through the neutral zone. She stick handles into the Saints defender, and the Saints are away through the neutral zone. Luke Snow over to Dyke. It's in his skates. No icing as it made contact with Dyke's skates. The Saints looking for a long lead pass. It doesn't connect. That's going to be icing. 8:45 left in the third period. Mob leading 6-1. It's going to be Taylor to take this face-off. She's got Dyke on her left, Sharma on her right. Snow and McMillan on defense. Taylor wins it over to Dyke. Taylor with control, looking for Sharma out front. Sharma throws it back to Snow. Snow, he throws it back into the corner. Dyke battling behind the net with Sharma. The puck is loose. The Saints come away with it. Sharma strips his man of the puck. Back to McMillan. There's a high hit. And the Mob are going back on the Lana Hulen Coldwell Banker power play. McMillan stepped in to keep the puck in. And the Saints player got his hands up a little too high. It's going to be 2 minutes for head contact. And it was almost a 10-minute misconduct. .8:22 left in the third period. And it was 2 minutes for head contact, 10-minute misconduct. Mob are back on the power play. Weigel, McNut, and Hucko. Saints win the draw. They get it as far as the blue line. And it eventually gets out. Snow gathers it over to McMillan. McMillan back behind the net to Snow. Bounces off his stick to McNut. McNut was looking for Weigel, and Weigel's got it. Away through the neutral zone. He's hauled down, and the Saints get it down the ice. Hulen out to stop it for Snow. Snow through the neutral zone, runs into McNut. He goes back. They're going to try it again. Saints find the loose puck and send it down. Hulen stops it, leaves it for McMillan. McMillan up to McNut. McNut through the neutral zone. McNut looking for options. He gets to the corner, delays. McNut with control still. His pass is picked off as he tried to go to the point. The Saints enter the Mob zone. They throw it in front. It's broken up by Smith as he goes down to a knee to stop that. Natividad circles behind his net. He finds McNut. Up to Hako. That pass doesn't connect. It's going to be... He misplays it, and the Saints have control. It's eventually taken back by Hako. And it's Philpott's line for the final 12 seconds of this power play. Mob look to break it out of their own zone. It's Smith with some speed through the neutral zone. Smith beats his defender. It's just knocked off his stick. Rodriguez gathers it. He's got King in front. Back to Natividad. Natividad walks in. There's a shot and he scores! Malachi Natividad, as the penalty just expired, gives the Mob a 7-1 lead. Tremblay got a piece of it. Not quite enough. Saints win the draw, and they're in the Mob zone. Actonel bodies his man off the puck. Sharma's thrown down in front. Hulin holds on for a whistle. Face-off will be to the right of Hulin. Taylor in to take the draw. Saints win the draw, back to their point. There's a shot, it doesn't get through, it's blocked by Taylor. Snow and Taylor in the corner. Puck doesn't get out. It's stopped by Hulin. That last goal was Natividad's first. And Lucas Smith picks up an assist as he initially gathered the puck, went end to end, circled back, and found Natividad at the point. Taylor wins the draw to Snow. Snow behind his net. Mob break it out. It's going to be a delayed offside call as they have to clear the zone. Sharma bumps his man, and he's hard on the forecheck. There's a loose puck. It's going to be Taylor first to it. Dyke is calling for it out in front. Dyke takes a swipe at it. It's loose behind the net still. Taylor tries to throw it out in front. It's covered up by Tremblay. .5:17 left in the third period. Bob leading 7-1 over the Saints. Hako out front to McNut, just out of his reach. Hako in the corner, goes back to McMillan. It skips over his stick. McMillan's going to need to retreat with a Saints forechecker hard on the puck. Natividad plays it behind his net. McNut tried to make a between the legs pass. It's picked off to McNut again. Bounces off his stick. It doesn't clear. Natividad's going to skate it out. He gets it over to Hako. He gets the red line and dumps it in. Tremblay gloves it. He's going to hold on for a whistle. .433 left in the third period. The Mob will play the Rebels at 5 o'clock tonight in Mundare. Philpott wins the draw to Smith. Over to King. King tries for a shot. It's blocked. Snow first back in the neutral zone with the puck. Saints enter the Mob zone. Around Smith. There's a shot. Save Rebound is covered up. Smith takes Snow rather, gets shoved down. As Hoolan was left in a vulnerable spot, Snow wanted to make sure there was no Saints players around the net. Just over 4 minutes left in the third. It's going to be Philpott's line to take the draw. Pot wins the draw to Rodriguez. Back to Snow. To Rodriguez. He's got King open on the right side. Rodriguez enters the zone. He stops at the half wall. Goes back to Snow. Snow's got time. There's a shot. It hits up Saint shin pad, and then the post. It stays out. McNut in on the forecheck. Rodriguez covering for him at the point. Plays it back down to McNut and King. Puck comes to McNut. There's a quick shot and a save by Tremblay. Rodriguez keeps it in. Down to King on the half wall. Back up to McNut. Leaves the zone. McMillan crosses the blue line. There's one move. There's a shot. It doesn't get through. Philpott picks it up at the top of the circles. Philpott, quick shot over the net. It's a slashing call on the play. And the Mob go back on the Lana Hoolan Coldwell Banker power play. 2 minutes for slashing. 3:13 left in the third period. It's going to be Philpott centering Dyke and Sharma on his right. McNut and McMillan on defense. Philpott wins it to Sharma. He gets it back to McMillan. McMillan shot from the point. It's on target, but it's stopped by Tremblay. Sharma gets it back to McMillan. Over to Philpott. Philpott back up to McMillan. Philpott on the half wall. Back to McMillan. McMillan battling. Taking a few slashes. McMillan walks in. There's a shot. It doesn't get through. It's blocked. But McNut has it at the blue line. There's a shot. Sharma's in front. He's pushed from behind. The puck is loose. The Saints have it. Sharma with it. He takes a slash. He still has control. He gets it to McMillan. One touch. And it's saved by Tremblay. 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the Lana Hoolan Coldwell Banker power play. 2:25 left in the third period. Weigel readies himself to take the draw. McNut on his left. Hocko on his right. Natividad and Smith on defense. Smith quickly over to Natividad. He steps in. There's a shot. It's stopped by Tremblay. Smith at the blue line. Slams it back down low. Smith keeps it in once again. Down to Weigel. Looking out front for McNut. It's picked off, and the Saints come away with it. Saints enter the Mob zone. There's a drop pass. Hocko behind his own net. Here's a shot from the point. Blocker save by Hoolan. Natividad up to McNut. McNut through the neutral zone. He loses control, but it comes to Hocko. Hocko and Smith get tied up, but Smith comes away with it. There's a long shot by Smith into the corner. And the Saints, with 7 seconds left in their penalty, send the puck down the ice. Hoolan rims it for Rodriguez. We're back to even strength. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in regulation time. Rodriguez and Snow each take a hit, and the Saints come away with it, but it's turned over to King. Rodriguez through the neutral zone. Crosses the blue line. He throws it on net. And the Saints send it high off the glass, down the ice. Poulin steps out, icing. Leaves it for McMillan. East side steps one check. Goes back down behind the net. Nobody home. The Saints play in front. Snow gets a stick on it. Puck is loose in front. It's going to be Philpott with 20 seconds. He's got Rodriguez with him. Philpott. There's a hit and a shot. And with 12 seconds left, a referee is going to send what looks like both of them to the box. McMillan's going to go for slashing. It's just going to be McMillan. And with 12.6 seconds left, the Mob are back on the Legacy Geomatics penalty kill. And take defensive own draw. She wins it to McDonnell. McDonnell through the neutral zone, one-on-one. McDonnell flips it on net, and that will do it. Mob defeat the Saints. Game 2 of the Showcase Championship Weekend, 7-1. Stay tuned for the Player of the Game, awarded by the HSL. Your scoring summary. Jack McNut got us started with his first goal. Rodriguez scored the second goal. McMillan with the third. King scored his second goal. That was the Mob's fourth goal. Philpott, goal 5 and 6. And rounding out the scoring was Malachi Natividad. Next game will be at 5 o'clock versus the Grand Prairie Rebels. Mob currently 2-0 to start the championship weekend. Simon picking up Player of the Game honors for the Saints. And Liam Rodriguez awarded Player of the Game for the Mob. Rodriguez had a goal for the Mob that gives him 4 goals and 2 assists. 6 points in 2 games to open up the championship showcase. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you again at 5 o'clock.